This health and safety video has been created to ensure all employees, visitors and contractors at JWS Waste and Recycling Services Limited understand the site safety rules which are expected to be followed at all times whilst on site. JWS Waste and Recycling operates a 3-acre materials recycling facility in Salford, providing a cradle-to-grave recycling service, offering customers complete waste management through transport, collection, recycling and disposal of waste, with our greatest achievement being a 98% landfill waste diversion rate. JWS operates a fleet of over 30 vehicles ranging from skips, roll and off, trade and Arctics. We collect a variety of mixed waste types such as wood, hardcore, soils, mixed waste, plasterboard, plastic, paper and card and many more. This material is processed through our materials recycling facility, where the material is segregated and separated through a number of mechanical and manual operations. This produces a clean recyclate, ready for further processing into a non-waste products such as aggregate for roads and wood chip for furniture. JWS is a busy site with a lot of heavy plant and vehicle movement on site. Therefore, it is important that all site safety rules are adhered to at all times, and the highest standard of health and safety is practiced, ensuring that you stick to walkways on site that are protected with a yellow barrier, and making yourself aware of the safety signs and instructions around site is important in ensuring your safety. Please do not walk down the middle of the yard or into the MRF shed, and always make yourself familiar with the authorised pedestrian routes on site highlighted on the JWS site plan. Visitors must always be accompanied by a supervisor or guide at all times. The JWS site is a PPE controlled site. Mandatory PPE to be worn at all times on site is hard hat, safety glasses, orange high visibility vest and safety boots. Additional PPE may be required depending on the job you are undertaking and the area you're working in on site. Safety glasses must be worn at all times past the materials recycling facility and inside the materials recycling building. The use of mobile phones around site is prohibited unless you are in a stationary position in a safe place on site behind a walkway. The use of alcohol and drugs on site is strictly prohibited, and anyone found to be working under the influence of alcohol or drugs will immediately be asked to leave site. JWS enforces a no smoking policy across the whole site. This includes the use of electronic cigarettes. Smoking is also prohibited in vehicles and machines. A designated smoking area has been made available in the front car park. Please ensure this area is kept clean and tidy at all times, and cigarette ends are placed in the cigarette bin provided. Should a fire occur on site, you will hear the continuous ringing of a siren. You must immediately make your way to the muster point in front of the JWS car park. Before entering site, please make yourself aware of who your area fire marshal is. Names and pictures of your fire marshals are located in the JWS weighbridge. Your fire marshal will ensure you are accounted for at the muster point. Do not re-enter any building or the JWS site unless instructed to do so by an authorised employee, and leave all your belongings behind. Should you realise any personnel is missing, please inform the fire marshal. If you encounter a fire, please do not attempt to fight the fire unless you have received the correct fire marshal training by JWS. Please activate your nearest call point and make your way to the muster point immediately. Should you have an accident on site, no matter how minor, you must report this to a member of staff immediately. JWS have first aid spots located in a number of areas around site containing first aid kits. JWS also have a number of trained first aiders working around site who will administer first aid if required and record the accident in the accident book. Names and pictures of trained JWS first aiders can be located in the JWS weighbridge. As JWS is a waste facility, it is extremely important that good standards of hygiene are practiced at all times. Please wash your hands before eating, drinking and smoking using the hygiene centre located in the welfare facilities. These facilities also contain showers should you wish to shower when finishing work, reducing the spread of infection and disease such as Wheels disease. Taking items out of the waste at JWS is strictly prohibited and treated as theft. Removing items such as electrical items from the waste can increase the spread of disease and prevent a safety risk such as fire. The item is in the waste for a reason, no matter how safe it looks, therefore it must not be removed. Please be aware of the use of chemicals being used around site. Do not use any chemical products without first seeking a COSH assessment from the compliance department. All chemicals should be stored and locked away in a secure, cool, dry place. Always ensure you wear gloves when dealing with any chemicals on site. When using electrical items and tools around site, you must ensure that the item is fully pat tested, safe and free from defects. Spill kits are located around site. If you discover a spillage, or a spillage occurs as a result of your activities, please ensure you use the spill kits to treat the area immediately. Do not ignore spills on site. Failure to treat a spill can result in slips, trips and falls. Please ensure you are aware of your surroundings and footings at all times. Walkways are swept clear daily, however waste may blow into walkways, so it is important you are extra vigilant when walking around site. Please ensure trailing cables are made safe and any potential hazards are clearly identified and cordoned off if necessary. Do not climb into the waste and avoid walking inside the MRF shed where it is not necessary to do so as part of your activities. Always ensure equipment and tools are cleared away and all areas are kept clean and free from debris. JWS have a forklift truck on site to aid in handling of large heavy objects. However, this cannot be used unless the operator has a full licensed operator certificate and authorization has been given by JWS to operate the machine. Do not attempt to pick up large heavy objects without assistance, and if required, ask for the assistance of the forklift truck. When picking up objects, always ensure to bend your knees and keep your back straight. If the object feels too heavy, do not attempt to lift it. JWS operates a no ladder policy on site. Under no circumstances must any ladder be used at any time other than the blue safety A-frame ladder with handrails. A cherry picker can be made available with the assistance of a trained operator to assist with any work at height activities. All work at height equipment must be inspected for defects by the operator prior to use. Never use any equipment that is damaged. Health and safety is the responsibility for each individual on site. Therefore, it is important that if you witness a near miss, that it is reported immediately to ensure that an accident does not occur. Please ask a member of JWS staff for a near miss form if you do witness a near miss or potential near miss or accident. Complete the form with as much information as possible and hand it to the compliance department for review. Your near miss report today could save a life tomorrow. JWS expects all visitors, employees and contractors to behave in a professional and safe manner. Joking around, playing pranks and behaving in a disorderly manner will not be tolerated on site, along with the use of foul language. Anyone found to be behaving in such a way will be removed from site immediately. Please respect your colleagues, visitors and our neighbours. All staff are required to clock in and out using the clock card at the start and end of their day. The clock card machine is located in the JWS weighbridge on the wall. Visitors and contractors are required to sign in at the weighbridge. JWS want to ensure that everyone who visits and works at JWS goes home each day with 10 fingers and 10 toes. It is important that we all work together to make JWS a safe environment to work in. If you have any questions or concerns about health and safety on site, our dedicated compliance department will be more than happy to assist. This video has covered some of the important safety information relevant to any person either working at or visiting JWS. The next part of this safety induction video will take you through to the safety instructions relevant to your role at JWS Waste and Recycling Services Limited. As a JWS driver, you are expected to practice the highest of health and safety standards on or away from site. Whether that be on the road or at a customer site, you are representing the image of JWS company brand. Different sites have different PPE requirements. However, standard PPE as a start should be worn at all times. That includes hard hat, safety boots, high visibility vest, safety glasses and gloves. Please check site safety notice boards when entering our customers' premises for any additional safety requirements. your JWS kit bag should have everything you need to work safely on site. If any items are missing, please let the traffic office know immediately. In addition to PPE, JWS drivers are expected to look tidy and presentable at all times by wearing full JWS uniform consisting of navy blue combat pants, high visibility orange polo with logo, bottle green sweaters with logo, and high visibility orange bomber jacket with logo. Uniform allowance is monitored, however, you can request for replacement items on a uniform request sheet. Drivers not wearing uniform that has been provided may be asked to clock out and return home to retrieve it before they are allowed to commence duties. JWS operate a number of different vehicles as part of the waste service we provide. Skip vehicles, articulated vehicles, curtain-sided, trade waste, and roll-on-off are the main types of vehicles used at JWS. All staff will be subject to a 3-day on-the-job training program supervised by the driver foreman or experienced driver before being allowed to operate any of these vehicles independently. All drivers are required to complete a full check of their vehicle at the start of their shift or when they take over the operation of any vehicle throughout the day. The check should take approximately 10 minutes to complete. Checks may include, but are not limited to, tyre checks, oil leaks, engine dashboard checks, chains and couplings. Checks should be recorded in the driver's daily defect checkbook. All defect notes must be handed to the traffic office and any defects described with a copy left in the book in the vehicle cab. Depending on the defect described, the traffic office will make a decision as to whether the vehicle is roadworthy. Under no circumstances must any driver take their vehicle on the road without first undertaking a defect check and reporting it to the traffic office. Drivers must inspect skips and containers before leaving site to ensure they are fit for purpose. Checking for corroded bottoms and lifting points are some of the defect drivers should be looking out for. If you find a skip to be unfit for purpose, do not take the container and report it to the traffic office so a repair can be made. If you're scheduled to take a hook skip off site, again, this must be inspected for defects. The traffic office will let you know which hook bin number is okay to take and will provide you with a lifting operations and lifting equipment regulations certificate to give to the customer. Do not take a hook skip without first ensuring it has a valid lifting operations and lifting equipment regulations certificates in place. Before leaving a customer's site or the JWS site with a full load, drivers must ensure the load is secure. Skip vehicles are installed with automatic sheeting systems which must be put in place before taken to the road. Drivers should also check container doors are securely fastened and waste material is contained within the container. Under no circumstances should any driver walk on top of their vehicle at JWS, on the road, or at a customer's site. This is extremely dangerous, and if you believe your load may be overweight, contact the traffic office who will give you further instructions. All drivers are provided with copies of the Transport Hazard Assessment in their kit bags. If you arrive at a customer's site and find issues in place that prevent you from undertaking your duties in a safe manner, please report this on the Transport Hazard Assessment form and hand it to the traffic office who will contact the customer and investigate the issue further. Examples of issues that a driver may report are areas heavily pedestrianised, narrow or low access, or close proximity to buildings. When entering a customer's site, drivers should ensure they take notice of the site safety rules and signage around site, such as speed limits and PPE requirements. All accidents must be reported to the traffic office and a vehicle accident form Part A completed. Vehicle accidents may include hitting another vehicle or a building or damaging a walkway. All accidents must be reported immediately to both JWS and the customer if the accident occurs at a third-party site. This also applies to personal injury accidents. When collecting a load, inspect the contents of the skip to ensure it matches the ticket and does not contain hazardous waste. If you believe that the contents of the skip may be hazardous and it does not match the description of the ticket, please contact the traffic office to await further instruction. Do not touch the waste in the skip without wearing gloves, and avoid making contact with sharp objects. Do not attempt to remove any waste from the skip. To ensure your safety when climbing in and out of your vehicle, always check any fixed steps or ladders of your vehicle and ensure there is no mud or debris on them and they are in good condition. When climbing in and out of your cab or on and off your vehicle, always maintain 3 points of contact. This means you must keep 2 hands and 1 foot or 2 feet and 1 hand on the vehicle or floor at all times. Only break the 3 points of contact when you reach the ground, cab or other platform. Always face your vehicle when climbing up or down. Drivers must always switch off their engine and remove their keys from the wagons if the vehicle is unoccupied. This also applies to drivers leaving their vehicle on the weighbridge to collect a ticket or using the toilet. JWS have 2 banksmen on site to control the movement of vehicles and tipping. Drivers must listen to the instructions of the banksman at all times. Cutting in front of a queue to tip and tipping without instruction from a banksman is prohibited. The speed limit on site at JWS is 5 miles per hour. This must be adhered to at all times. Drivers must also inform the banksman of any non-conforming waste loads that do not match the driver tickets, so photos can be taken and the customer contact. Never put yourself or any other person in danger to get a job done. If something feels unsafe, stop what you are doing immediately. Health and safety is the responsibility of each individual. By working together to create a safer working environment, we ensure that each individual working at JWS goes home to their family each day in one piece. Please now complete the JWS Health and Safety questionnaire in order to commence work on site. Thank you for watching the JWS Health and Safety induction video. If you have any questions, please raise them with the person responsible for arranging this induction video for you.